Hi Sandeepan,
How are you, Pratik?
doing great, excited.
So yeah, I have one question, but before that, I can see a lot of books behind you. So
Oh yeah.
my take on this will be, what book currently you're reading and why is that your favorite? Because I also read a lot of
Mm,
books.
Okay, so I'm reading three books right now. The first one is like see the things as it is. Like it's a kind of summary of all Buddha Gyan, and you can read it. So it's a very small
Yeah,
book. The second one is like No Shortcuts. No Shortcuts is basically summary of all those big startups and how they made it, how what was the mindset and everything. And the third one is like Do the Epic Shit. I'm just trying to figure out that why this
by
book
Vankur Wadiko.
इतना famous क्यों हो गया. या
Yeah,
अंकुर बड़ी को इतना बुक फेमस क्यों हो गया क्योंकि all this content was already published on LinkedIn. But still, yeah, these are the three books which I'm reading right now.
that's great. That's great. But also, you said that you make contents on SaaS and all. I also make contents on for my LinkedIn and for my social media, Instagram as well, where I've recently posted what is SaaS and what is SDR. So I am currently looking
Mm,
to showcase my social media profiles and talk about what I'm doing
mhm,
basically. So yeah,
mhm,
that was great when you said that. And yeah, one question for you will be: it's like you have been in this profession for quite a long period of time, and you have had
mhm.
a lot of moments where you have learned, and now when you do the same things, you don't repeat it. So we are just about to
Right.
start our career as SDRs. So what will be your
Mhm.
suggestions that we don't repeat or we don't do that those sort of mistakes when we start our career?
The first, like to be very honest, when I started career in SaaS sales and I was doing the cold calling and cold mailing, right? I was afraid to do mistakes, right? I can still recall one thing. There was a one person and his name was Kirti, right? Kirti Mishra was the name. And somehow I wrote it, dear ma'am, in that particular mail. And I was so afraid that shit, what will happen? This person will reply or not? And I got a reply and we had a demo, right? We had a good demo. And then after certain time I also close that deal. So don't stop yourself to doing mistake first, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do mistakes, right? Call person and ask about what's his name or something like that. Look, don't do this kind of silly mistake, but still you're free to do mistakes, because the more you do the mistakes the more you learn every day, right? If you keep yourself like guarded, that I don't want to do mistake, I wanted to be a perfectionist or something like that, you will not grow. You have to make mistakes every day. I still make mistake, I still learn from those mistakes. The second is like never become egoistic, right? Your ego is the enemy. And especially in SaaS sales, when you post some content and people start following you, people start liking your content, people start asking you a question, hey Pratik, how I can join this, how I can do it, something like, we start feeling like, oh shit, I'm doing something, I'm nailing something, right? People are following, people are
Yeah,
liking my
that's true.
content. And then we stop replying, we stop picking clients phone, we stop texting back. And this happened with me also. And last Saturday, I was with my client. He is with me from last 5 or 6 years, and he mentioned very good point. He said, "Don't ignore things." Right? You can think like, "Yeah, I don't have any time right now. I just wanted to watch movie. I can reply tomorrow morning or something like that." Right? Don't do that. Do it on immediate basis. If you get a mail, reply it right away. If you get a message, reply right away. If you are getting a call, pick it that moment. Don't watch movie. Don't talk to your friends. Right? Just do it right that. So don't ignore things, don't be egoistic, right? These are the two learnings which you have to do.
And that's great. That's it. Thank you. Thank you, Pratik.
Yeah, Aditi, raise the hand. Yes, Aditi.
Yeah, hello Pratik.
Hi, Aditi.
Okay, so I have two questions. First one is
Mhm,
what are the expected questions we can get for a SDR interview? And the
mhm.
second question is like get to know that they used to give situation based question. So how to tackle those?
Okay,
If you can
so
give an
Aditi,
example and let us know.
sure, sure. So Aditi, how which kind of question you will get? So Rahul and Richa is the best person. They can give you the mock interview or something like that. You can learn it in Johor. But still, for me, I believe there are three kind of questions, and every questions move around that, right? The first is why, what, and how. These are the three questions. Why you wanted to join sales? Why you wanted to join that company? Why you wanted to do these things? You have to prepare your why with a very strong reasons, right? Second is what you have done it, right? What you will do, what you are going to get into the table, right? So you have to prepare that what also. And the last, how you will do it. how you are going to make sure that you'll get this kind of lead, how you'll make sure that you will generate these leads, how you'll make sure that you are generating and you are booking these demos. This three things you have to prepare: why, what, and how. If you prepare it, you will give any kind of answer, and that's for sure. So prepare your why, prepare your what, and prepare your how. Now when it comes a situation based answer, so even I'm not good with situation based answer. I don't know why people ask situation based answer. Even I'm not in that situation, right? I have to be in that situation, then I can answer those situation based answer, right? If I'm not playing cricket, how I can say that I'll hit a six on that ball, right? So that's very weird. I don't know why people ask, but still, if anyone asking that situation based answer, they are not, they don't want to know that what you will do. They just wanted to check that are you afraid of those situation or not. If you're not afraid, if you can smartly answer. So I literally asked a guy last week that what you want to do in life, and he said, "Oh, I wanted to learn every day and I wanted to go ahead." I said, perfect, you wanted to learn every day and you wanted to keep going. What is the surety that after certain days when you get a good offer from certain company where the lots of learning is happening, because money is not factor, right? Learning is a factor, you will not leave us. And then he was like कि, नहीं नहीं मैं लॉयल हूँ, ये हूँ वो हूँ, right? And then so I don't ask this question because मैं वो उसको situation इसलिए नहीं दिया क्योंकि मुझे ये जानना था कि वो छोड़ने वाला है या नहीं छोड़ने वाला है. Definitely कोई ना कोई कभी ना कभी छोड़ने वाला है, right? But the reason behind this kind of situation question is like, are you afraid or not? Are you confident that time or not? If you're confident enough to answer those, right, with calmness, with calmly, your situation is totally good with that, right? So yeah, that's all. This I hope you can understand, right?
Yeah. Yes, but one more thing. Can you give an example
Yes.
of selling something to a company as a SDR? Selling, not only selling, like even convincing them for their
Are
taking
you
a time
asking?
for a
Are
meeting.
you are you asking me to
I think
show how I can sell that pain?
if you can give a demo, then it will be grateful for all of us.
Okay, so I'll not give a demo exactly, but yeah, see what happened. Before, we all know, right, how you can sell that pen or something like that. We have somehow we have searched that how I can sell the pen or something like that, right? And even in that movie, if you see, there's a one demand generation skill was there, right? You have to generate the demand, especially in SaaS. So whenever I call anyone, right, so if I'm calling a CEO, I don't pitch that, hey, my software is good, it will save you this money or something like that. When I calling a CEO, I talk about the problem he will face future and the problem we will solve. If I call a CXO, I'll talk about the finances that I can give you this much of ROI. This my software will save this money, right? If I'm calling a organization person or maybe operation person, I'll talk about how I can make their life very easy, how my software will make their life easy, right? So let's take an example of Lucia. We all have used Lucia, right? So when I call a salesperson for the Lucia, I'll talk to him and I'll explain that, hey, this Lucia tool will help you to get the mobile numbers from LinkedIn, right? You can easily do it and you don't have to search everywhere, and he will understand it. When I call to a CEO, right, and I'll say that, hey, this Lucia will help you to generate this much of revenue, because your salespeople can easily get the number and they can call and they can book the demos or something like that, right? When I call us operation person or maybe us customer success or something like that, I'll pitch something different. So as a SDR, you have to understand the mindset of the person whom you are calling. Uh, so we know future, present, and past, right? So for CXO level, for the CEO, they think future ka, right? So you have to pitch something which happening in a future, right? So in future, my software will save you this much, right? For CXO level. For operation person, they think about present. So you have to make sure that you are explaining them what going to happen with your software in present. So this software will help you to do your work easily. They can save, this can save your 2 hours or 3 hours. And for grounder people who are going to do your work, who are going to use your software, for them it's all about past. They will say, I have used this kind of software previously, ye kaam nahi karta hai, wo nahi karta hai. So you have to explain that whatever happened in past will not happen again. So this is the three layer which you have to tackle. And as a SDR, you have to find out that what kind of pitch you have to use while talking to these people. So yeah.
Thank you so much.
Perfect. Okay, Shreya have a query, right?
Yes. Hi, Pratik. How are you?
Hi Shreya.
Pratik,
I'm
I had
good, I'm good.
one more question.
I think
Okay.
I'm taking your answer only that you have just said. So my question is, suppose I have a product, I'm selling a customer service product to any company, and I'm just approaching the CFOs, CEOs, and suppose the customer success management. So if I have any product, so I have to go through all of them. Like I have different like pitches for different, as you have just said, that for them, like for the CFOs, I have to take the financial part, CEO, that how it will be helpful for them in the future. So my question is, if I'm approaching any company, whether it is an enterprise or SMB or mid level, so I have to like if I'm started approaching, I have to go through all of them. Like I'm approaching the CFO, I'm approaching the CEO, I'm approaching the customer service management. So like that, I have to approach all of them, or like one or two that is convenient for me. Based on that, I will have to,
Okay. So there's a like I guess
because I just want to interrupt, like I'm doing the like assignments and the modules of Zohot also. So
Mhm.
I'm stuck in the second module and doing all this. So this question arises from your answer also. So
Okay, so there's a two kind of people you will find in any organization. The first, influencer, and the second, decision maker. There are other people also who are going to work your some your work or something like that. Your supporter, your pilot, all these things, right? But the two kind of people you have to focus: the influencer and decision maker, right? And you don't know that who's these person are. It could be CEO, it could be CFO, it could be CRO, right? It could be COO, CPO. Anyone can be your influencer and decision maker, right? But for making them, when you are into B2B, this is the toughest part, that you have to make sure that all these people on a single platform, on a single page, right? So if I'm selling something, right, if I'm selling this t-shirt, I'll talk to Pratik that, hey, this t-shirt will look good on you, right? You can show your tattoo cause this is a half sleeve or something like that, all these things, right? But if I'm selling something where everyone going to get involved, and you also have to make sure that in next year you have to generate that revenue again, right? You have to make sure that you are upselling something new, right? So for that you have to onboard everyone. So I always follow one concept, that I send seven people, like I send mail to seven people in any organization, minimum seven people. Because if you're not tapping, also I work in a logistic software company, right? So Praco is a TMS, right? Transport management software. So what I do, I send a mail to CEO, CRO, COO, CFO, IT head, operation head, right? And the logistic head. So these seven people I definitely tap, and you don't know who is going to reply you, right? Might be someone can ignore that or something like that. So we all know sleep well, right? Sleep well mattresses, we all know, right? And the mother company is Sila Foam unke company mother company ka naam hai, right? So one of my salesperson was trying to reach the logistic person from last 6 months. He was calling and he was just calling. Few days back I sent a mail to their CEO, right? He forward that mail to his COO, and CEO forward that to president of logistics, right, supply chain, and that he forwarded to that particular planted, and planted forwarded to that logistic person whom my person trying to connect, right? And then we got a demo. Yesterday we got a demo, and yesterday itself we got a NDA. We are signing NDA, then we will go for a implementation or something like that, right? So this is what happened, and this is the process. You cannot ignore that. You cannot say कि ये मैंने CEO को mail कर दिया, उसको time मिल जाएगा, right? This is not going to happen. One more thing just wanted to add, you can also try different kind of timing of mails, or if you are sending mails to all these people, right? So I also try to send mails at 10 o'clock, right? क्योंकि जब रात को सोने जा रहे होते हैं, तो हमारी बुरी आदत है कि हम अपना मोबाइल चेक करते हैं, क्या मेल आया, क्या मैसेज आया, क्या है, क्योंकि हमारा पता नहीं क्या होता है कि हमें होता है कि रात को व्हाट्सएप का मैसेज खाली हो ताकि सुबह नए मैसेज आ सके, राइट? So this has happened with CEO CXs also. So they also check out their mails at the night, right? You can also try for a 5 a.m. or maybe 6 a.m. when they are going washroom, they are taking their phone, or maybe they're just doing brush and they are checking mails. They can also check mails, right? So this all kind of timing you also try, but yes, you have to target all these people. So if you wanted to use, you can also use seven people rule for your lead generation.
okay, so thank you so much. It's a lovely interaction with you. One thing I want to ask you, like in your,
Mhm.
like you have told that in your 7 years of experience, can you tell me that what are the challenges, like a biggest challenge or a problem that you have faced, like in your like the problems, or an SDR used to like face anything like this.
So every day new challenge is there, right? So even right now, most of the things are very easy because people know that what is happening in India, right? If I talk about 2016 or 17, when I used to call people, they don't even know what is SaaS. They don't even know what is software, right? How software can use in a corporation, or maybe use in any kind of a cooperative company or something like that. So now it's very easy to get a lead or get a demo. So earlier, what was happening? People said, "Nahi lagega. I have persons. They are getting salary. Why I should pay you more? They are already there to do work. All these things, right?" So if I'm saying that, Shreya, my software can send emails, right? And so you'll say, I'm sending my emails. Why I need this software? I don't want to send. I don't want to use any software which can send emails, right? I have myself. I can write emails or something like that. These all things was there. Then जब वो खत्म हुआ, so now the new things like what about the data privacy and all. I don't know why people think about data privacy. They are putting their numbers, email ID anywhere in the world, but still when they are going to use software, they think about a data privacy, right? So these all things are there, right? And then again, when you are into B2B, the most problem is like finding a use case, right? That if you are going to pitch something in any company, you have to know that how that operation works, right? What kind of operation they have, why they should use these softwares, right? As I mentioned, for someone, your software's bug is a bug. For someone, it's a feature. So you have to understand that process, and for that, you have to go deep in that organization. You have to do your research. You have to know that. For me, if I'm going to pitch a logistic company, I'm going to pitch a logistic software. I have to know that what exactly happening in Unilever, हाउ दैट व्हीकल इज मूविंग, वो ट्रक कैसे जा रहा है, किस रोड से जाता होगा या किस टोल टैक्स से जाता होगा या किस प्लांट से निकल के किस वेयर हाउस में जाता होगा, राइट? इफ आई एम गोइंग टू अ मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कंपनी विच मैन्युफैक्चर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक गुड्स, राइट, तो उनका ट्रक डिफरेंट टाइप से जाता होगा क्योंकि दे कैन नॉट लोड एनीथिंग, इट्स अ फजाइल आइटम, राइट? Paul, for Havels, let's take example of Havels, it might get broken or something like that, right? So I have to understand the operation. So these are the few things but yeah, every day new challenge is there, and you cannot say कि नहीं मुझे ये नहीं चीज नहीं समझना है. So you have to understand, you have to learn every day.
Pratik, one question from my end. This is Hari.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Okay. Hi.
Yeah,
How are
great.
you?
Yeah. Hi,
Yeah,
Hariharan.
yeah, yeah. Pratik, one question. Like, if you ask me, if you take my myself, like I completely from the tech background. Okay, where
Okay.
I get to connect with people for 5 years, completely middle class and upper middle class, where I felt a lot of confidence on pitching those people, as you already know. But in your case,
Hmm.
you jump directly to B2B, right? And how do you
Hmm.
gain the confidence on speaking to CXOs and CFOs and CTOs? That was one ideal question I want to ask you.
Okay, so let me share an experience, right? We all know SRF ball bearings. Have you heard the name?
Uh,
SRF ball bearings, right? Or maybe NBC ball bearings. We have all heard the NBC. So ball bearing is a like India's biggest manufacturing company is NBC Ball Bearing, right? And they have an office in Jaipur. It was around 2017 or 18. I cannot recall it, but yeah. And when I entered in that conference room, it was huge, huge, right? 50 people can sit in that conference room, right? And then when I started, I opened my laptop, I connected with HDMI, right? The one person came in, second, third, fourth. There were 13 people sitting there, right? And I was just shaking. I was not able to talk anything. I was thinking like, क्या बोलूं मैं, क्यों बोलूं मैं, and क्यों मैं हूँ यहाँ पे, right? I was just a young kid, just passed out from college, and discovering life. I was not even confident. I was not even in formal. मैं jeans के ऊपर shirt पहन के चला गया था and all, right? So that happened, that will definitely, even right now. So few days back, I had an opportunity to talk with Ankur Agarwal is the CEO of Denjo. We all know Denjo, right? So I got an opportunity to talk to that person, and still that situation was same. I was shaking, I was not able to talk, right? Kya bolu kya nahi bolu. Even before this live session, I was worried कि मैं कहीं कुछ गलत ना बोल दूं. ठीक है? So that was happening, that is happening every day. But the confidence, see, when you know your product, when you know your process now, that will help you to get the confidence. It's all about understanding and learning, nothing else, right? So when I talk to the people, CEOs, CXOs, and anyone, when I'm talking about the logistic softwares, I know that what I have understand, and I know that what kind of processes I have been following from last 7 years, right? I know that exactly kya hota hai kis pain. So whether it's a HUL, why I'm taking this name again and again, because you can relate, हम day to day पे ये काम करते हैं. Whether it's a green panel, green ply, right? Accent ऐसा, Action Shoes, right? These all are clients. Havels, Dawat, Basmati. These all are my clients. So when I'm talking to these people, I know that how exactly they can get benefited with my software, and this is what gives me confidence. So when
Uh,
you understand the process, when you understand the pain areas, it will definitely make you confident. So
so
simple.
what if the case where you're going to meet a CXO or CFO initially, like for
Hmm.
attending an SDR interview? Obviously, the kind of confidence we hold matters a lot, right, Pratik? For that, like, what would be your, um, uh, thing which you want to convey to us? Because as you said, like, we, in order to, start with a smaller startup, we need to meet such kind of persons, right, initially, in order to get hired. That's why.
Right.
Yeah, that was my question.
So, like, so I can still recall my first interview. I was there, right? That person was sitting there, right? And he said, "Yeah, logistic software is hard to sell. No one can do it, right? You have to go to the industrial areas where the people was not, in a good mood. You have to talk to drivers, logistic person. They are using slang every time, right?" And I said, right, I said that even if you जो बीज होता है ना seed, if you not put pressure on that seed, it will not become plant. You have to put that seed under the soil, right? And this is how that seed become plant and then become tree. So you have to be confident about yourself first, that you can learn, you can unlearn, and you can relearn these three things. It's not about that you cannot do it, these things or something like that, but you can learn, you can unlearn, and you can relearn. If you're confident about these three things, that's all. And the people, these CXO, CIO, these all people are smart people. They know that what exactly they can get from you, right? It's not the way you talk, it's not the way you see, it's not the way you wear. It's all the way that what you can think, what you can present in future, right? So when I was starting my career, I was not good in talking to any people. My cold calling was very very bad. I used to afraid doing cold calls, right? But eventually it's grows and it's become good, right? But when that person hired me, my CEO hired me, and he is one of the good CIO CEO I have ever seen, right? So he knew it that I have eagerness to learn and I will learn it. So this is what it is, right? So if you're confident about yourself that you will learn, learn and relearn, that's all.
Hey, thanks, man. Thank you.
Hi, Pratik.
Okay, so we have,
Yeah,
yes,
it's
Sandeepan,
like
yeah.
I really love your positive attitude, the way you are making us, each questions simplifying things and all. Great, thanks so much.
Yeah, so Vishal have any like, Vishal, do you have any query?
Yeah, yes. Hi, Pratik. How are you?
Hi, I'm great.
Okay. So my question is that when you are working as a SDR, like in initial days, what were the things that you are aligned in your mind, or what are the things that you organize before starting your fresh new day, or before you logged in with your laptop? Like, what are the things that you thought that these are my prospects, and these are the people that I will today send mail today? Like, what are the things that gone into your mind at the initial start of the day? That's my question.
Okay. Perfect. So I had very okay, don't share this with anyone in future, right? So with my CEO, I had one very interesting what I say, it's like challenge or something like that, right? So he has told me that you have to send three mails to new companies. You have to do two cold calls and one demo every day, and this was the mantra for my life, right? So when I was starting the morning, right, I always, so before completing the day, I used to find out the three companies whom I'm going to send mail, the finding qualification, everything. So I did my ICP qualification, everything. So I just get the name, email IDs, everything done for next day. So when I'm starting, I just used to send email for the first morning, because when you was into B2B, you cannot call in a first hours, right? So you can simply send the mail. So I used to send three companies, same 77721 mails, cold mails, right? Then I used to do the replies to the mails which is there or maybe pending work or something like that, right? Updated my CRM or something like that. Then in second half, I used to do callings, at least two new customers, two new customer. That means I'm getting good talk with the customer. It's not like there's a calling and he's not picking, not like that. You have to make call and you have to make sure that you are talking and you are understanding the pain, and whether it's a follow up for next time or something like that, but you have to make sure that you are talking. And at the end, I used to do a demo maybe in a late second hour, so maybe second half, maybe 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, I had a one demo or one meeting like this. So this is how my days was in starting days, right? But right now it's totally messed up. So I have meetings at night or something like that. I'm having meeting at 10 o'clock, so it's totally messed up. But yeah, you can follow this rule, right? Three new companies whom you are sending mails, two new customers whom you are calling, and one demo per day. So now, why one demo per day? If you see one demo per day, that means 25 demo in a month, and we know the 10% ratio in SaaS. If you are reaching out to 100 people, 10% will give you the demo, right? In 10 demos, you will get a trial with a one client, right? And that one client will convert. So you have to have a good pipeline for the future that you are closing every month. As we know that in B2B, the closing cycle is minimum 3 months. So you have to make sure that you have a pipeline, you are doing demos, and you are following up, and you are just going on. If you don't do it every day, what will happen that you done a sales in a month and you're like, oh yaar, incentive ban gaya, ab to kuch nahi karna hai. Then in the next month, your funnel is like blank. You don't have anything to do. You don't even know how you will get a client,